Oh boy, am I live? Oh, me lads, you should have seen us cannon. I know. So, all the lads and lasses there, and all the smiling faces, can along the Scotswood Road. The Blaydon races. Yes, the Blaydon races is what I want to talk about today. Not the Blaydon racists. There's something else. It's the Blaydon races I'm going to talk about today. And it's an interesting story. I think it's an interesting story. You'll decide that. I have to talk over the music a little bit, otherwise that copyright thing kicks in. But anyway, you got the idea. And if I just do that there, yes. Hello. Right. I think we're working. I think we're live. Hooray! Scotswood Road. Today is Geordie Day. Blaydon Races Day has a big, important reason for me. And I'm going to share with you why in about 30 seconds. These are the words that nobody knows. We all know the other bit. You should have seen us cannon along the way, just as they were standing. All the lads and lasses there, all the smiling faces, can along the Scotswood Road races. Right, it's Blaydon Races Day. It's Geordie Day. It is the 9th of June. And this is a very important day for me because if it wasn't for today, I would not exist. Yes, I exist because of the Blaydon races. You might be thinking, well, how can that be, Michael? Do tell us. So the reason I was ever so slightly late is that my printer has stopped working. It's run out of ink. So I've got my notes up on the screen here instead. And the 9th of June on 1862 was when the Blaydon races was kind of first thought about as a concept. It's like the song and stuff like that. It was actually first performed on the 8th of June. I think, is that right? I've done a little bit of research. Of course, I'm going to suddenly thinking I forgot the wrong date now. Yes, 8th of June, the day before, at Bamburgh's, which was the name of the club. Well, the music hall, and it was performed there the night before the Blaydon races, and it took place on the 9th of June, 1862. But then, fast forward 100 years to the 9th of June, 1962, and it's the 100th anniversary of the Blaydon races. And Newcastle Morris men are going to be dancing in Old Eldon Square in Newcastle. My dad was a member of the Newcastle Morris men. My mum's brother was a member of Newcastle Morris men. And my Uncle Donald, my mum's brother, said, come on, Liz, come with me. I'll take you to the dancing that's going to be taking place in Newcastle today. So they get ready and they run to catch the bus. And there's a little bit of a funny story, which I really do like this. My mum got on the bus with my Uncle Donald, and my Uncle Donald said, well, go upstairs. And my mum looked at my Uncle Donald, my brother, and said, Donald, I can't go upstairs. I said, why not? She says, I can't remember if I've put any pants on. Or she'd have probably said knickers on. I can't remember if I put any pants on. So they couldn't go upstairs on the bus because she didn't want to walk up the bus, rightly so. She's got some decency. And anyway, the funny thing is that when she got to Old Eldon Square, my Uncle Donald introduced my mum, to my dad like this. He said, Billy, this is my sister, Liz, and she doesn't think she's got any knickers on. Well, that was it. Love at first sight. Anyway, they danced, the Newcastle Morris men, at the 100th anniversary of the Blaydon races. And my mum and dad started to court, as I think it was known then, started to court with each other. And then not long after that, they were engaged and then married. And then my brother came along and then I came along. And if it hadn't been for the Blaydon races, I certainly wouldn't exist right now, because I can't think about. I mean, maybe they would have got together another way. I don't know, but I like to think it's down to this day in history from 1962. So I thought, well, I'm going to talk a little bit about the Blaydon races, and not just about the fact that it's all about me, because it isn't all about me. Magic Mondays are always about the people who are watching, and this is what I have discovered. So, a few little facts. First thing is that when they talked about the Blaydon races, there was a few things which I think people don't realize, is that it's much more about the journey than it is about the actual Blaydon races. The races themselves don't get much of a mention. It's all about the journey and the community and the things that go on around it, and the fact that the weather wasn't particularly good, and they they were bumped along the road. They talk about getting the bus. Well, it wasn't a bus like we would think about a bus. This was a horse-drawn bus, and people were bounced around all over the place on buses at that time. Everyone was laughing. Everyone was drinking. People were fighting. Some fighting took place, and it is all about the excitement, and that's really about the adventure, isn't it? And I was thinking about what it must have been like for my mum and dad when they started courting at that time. Courting, isn't that a lovely term? When they started going out with each other, and lots of excitement. The weather could always seem to be sunny. Isn't it funny when you first start going out with somebody, the weather always seems to be good, even when it's a bit dodgy. You bump into lots of people. This is very much part of the journey. Unexpected things happen. This is me now talking about generally going to the Blaydon races rather than just my mum and dad's courting experience. You can get angry. You can get frustrated. You could give up. But no, there's a destination to get to. And obviously, what usually happens is that those troubling times turn into the brilliant, brilliant stories. So I wonder if I could drag some brilliant lessons out of the Blaydon races. So number one, enjoy the journey. We've got to enjoy journeys, don't we? I was reading something at the weekend, and it was classic personal development. Actually, it was an old Jim Rohn book, and he was talking about journeys and the importance of journeys. And as much as we say we should be focusing on the journey, not just the destination, we do have to be reminded of that. So I'm reminding you now. The big goal is one thing. The journey towards it, that is the key thing. Next thing is travel with good people. Have great people around you. You wouldn't want to be on a journey, a difficult journey, with people who weren't actually up for it, would you? No. So you want to make sure that we travel with good people, travel with like-minded people, travel with people who support you, travel with people who want you to get to that destination alongside them. It's not about getting there first. It's not about being in some kind of crazy race. This is about making sure that we arrive together. Laugh when things go wrong. Oh my goodness, things go wrong. We had a christening at the weekend. It was glorious. It was my granddaughter's christening. She was as good as gold. Everybody was prepared for things to go wrong. Bursting into tears, splashing into the font, somebody dropping something, whatever. Nothing went wrong. Everything was perfect. It was absolutely great. But the thing is, we prepare for that and we're ready to accept it, aren't we? We're ready to accept, oh, it's a christening. Things are going to go wrong. The truth is that life is the place where everything can go wrong. Loads of things can go wrong. Just laugh about the mishaps, enjoy the mishaps when we can. Treasure the small moments, because often it's the small moments that have the longest lasting memories. This is my sister. She doesn't think she's got any knickers on. Wonderful. Keep going. It was a long journey all the way along Collingwood Street and Scotchard Road to get to Blaydon, to get the Blaydon races. But it was worth it, because at the end, there was the wonderful spectacle of the horse racing that was taking place. And sometimes I think we think that the journey should be a little bit faster. And actually, it can take a little bit longer than we believe. It can take years, in fact. But it's worthwhile keeping on. Keep on keeping on. It is always worth it. So what's your Blaydon races moment? When something unexpected or bumpy happened and it led to something amazing? This is going to be an interesting week, isn't it? For many, many reasons. Around the world, it's always very interesting. But the weather's going to be weird this week in the UK. Raining one day, 24 degrees the next day. Hey, you know what? We just have to embrace it. We just have to enjoy it. I'd love to know about your knowledge or experience of the Blaydon races. Is there anything that you know? Anything I need to know about it? Let me know about it. I've just seen a little note here. This is Angie Vale saying, how strange. I asked Alexa this morning to give me an interesting fact about the 9th of June, and it didn't tell me this. Alexa, oh, look at that. It's just turned on now. Alexa, give me an interesting fact about the 9th of June.
Good afternoon, Michael. Here's a fact about June 9th. Celebrities born on the 9th of June include Natalie Portman, Johnny Depp, Michael J. Fox, Robert McNamara, and Aaron Sorkin. Also, I can notify you when there's a severe weather alert for your area. Would you like me to do that?
No, but isn't that interesting? I talked about the weather before I said, and now she's saying that she wants to do that. It's listening all the time. It definitely is. So Angie, I don't know why I didn't do that. It's something about regionalism. That's what it is. Rather that I knew it was Johnny Depp's birthday. Lorraine Linley's here. Hello, Michael. Ever been to Blaydon Race? Where plenty of other tracks and ride an X racehorse. Oh, plenty. She's been to plenty of other tracks and she rides an X racehorse. Wow. Oh, here's Luke as well. Hello, Luke. Afternoon, Mr. Heppel. Hope you are keeping well, my friend. Luke, I am. And thank you for asking. Derek Kreisel's here. Hi, Michael. I laugh almost everything off. My wife said, happy people last the longest. Why wouldn't you want to laugh everything off then? That's good. Chris McConnell's here, and he's in Shotley Bridge, not Pont for a change. That was how I grew up, Chris, as you know, actually. You know very well I grew up in Shotley Bridge. And there's Noel saying hello from Nuneaton. It's Nuneaton, I know it is. And Angie says she's listening. She is listening, definitely. On Instagram, we've got, who's here? Jackfruit Treasure. Hi, Michael and everyone. Matt's here in a stormy-looking land of smiles. It's stormy everywhere, mate. Everywhere at the moment. Other people, anybody else leave a little message? Howdy from Hove. We know who that is. That's Sarah McGough saying, tuning in. And Andy Heps has just joined. Andrew, where have you been? I've just been talking about you. Everything I've talked about today is also relevant to you. You know why the 9th of June is very important in our lives, literally in our lives. If it wasn't for me and Andy Heps, my brother, we would not exist. So, Andrew, you'll have to watch it on Watch Again now to catch up. But you know the story. You've heard it as many times, if not more times than me. Absolutely. So obviously my brother yesterday, he was at the christening as well. It was great. He's saying, sorry, he's going to get it on catch up. It's fine. You don't have to apologize. Some people manage to make it live. Other people watch it on catch up, but it's worthwhile watching. You know the story. All right. Thanks very much, everybody. I am enjoying. Sorry, I'm just looking over at Angie Vale's comments. Angie, I love the way that you managed to just catch me at the corner of my eye. And I think, she's listening. No, I'm listening. Who's listening? That's who's listening. All right, everybody. Should we have another little blast of the Blaydon races before we go? Let's get the end of it. Here we go. All right, here we go. We flew across the chain bridge, right into Blaydon town. And Albany was calling that they called him Jackie Brown. Woo! Saw him talking to some chaps and he was never swayed. Nobody knows this verse. Whoa! Standing, all the lads and lasses there, and all the smiling faces, can along the Scotswood Road. Yay! Thanks, everyone. Bye.